Hi everyone, welcome to ReneMarie Stroke of Luck. This is our program Inside the Aphasic Mind with my co-host Stacy Kaplan. Hi Stacy.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. I'm really excited about Stacy just went on a trip to Jerusalem and we're looking forward to seeing how someone that has experienced a stroke and actually suffers mildly from aphasia could really travel and get along in the rest of the world. It's pretty incredible to hear your story and how you strive to live the basic life.
I
try,
yeah.
Yeah. But I know, like, in the backlog of it, we have our challenges. But before we get to that, we want to welcome everybody, and we're really happy that you're tuning in to hear a little bit about aphasia. Let me just give you a brief summary on my foundation. My foundation is ReneMarie Stroke of Luck. I'm ReneMarie Stroke of Luck. ReneMarie's Language of Love Foundation, and our purpose is to bring aphasia and stroke awareness to the world, which we're doing right now. And thank you so much to Facebook and to Twitter and to everybody for the live versions that we could bring to everybody. It's pretty remarkable. May was a stroke awareness month,
Right.
and June
is the Aphasia Awareness Month.
Right. So let's go to the people that don't know. I mean, if you're following us, you definitely know about aphasia because it's one of my dedications to the world because, with a stroke, you could see that we both are impaired. Is that the word?
Yeah.
A little bit,
Some residual.
Yeah. And that doesn't make us any different than anybody else because once I had my stroke, I just got up and running and really drove through life, even though I couldn't throw properly sometimes because I played softball and I danced and all that kind of stuff. So you did the same, right?
I woke up not having any use of my whole left side of my body. But I went to rehab and I was able to jog
What rehab
again.
did you go to?
Kessler in South Orange.
Yes. Okay.
And then I eventually was able to jog again.
Wow.
With a limp, which is why now I need a replacement on my right knee because I guess overused it.
Right. That's why I actually had a knee surgery recently as well. I had orthoscopic knee surgery back in August, and my doctors and therapists said that I really shouldn't be running. I really should be running a treadmill. I should be riding a bike or swimming. So that's why I joined LA Fitness so that I could get therapy and exercise, but not pound on my knee. So that did hurt your knee?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I used to have a wonderful spinal yoga. I used to take spinal yoga through Valley Hospital, which has done incredible work. And there was a yoga instructor there named Terry. He was so incredible and knowledgeable about what he shared, and he actually said to get your body into shape, you don't need to be pounding it so much.
Right.
You don't need to be pounding it so much.
I've been using lately the Fitboard.
Oh, yes.
It's great.
Yeah, that's the one that you twist on.
It really helped my balance.
What's her name? Lori
from
the Shark Tank.
Exactly.
From the Shark Tank. She's the one that
Yes.
They actually, I think that was that the most I was thinking of something else. The biggest seller from the Shark Tank, you know what that is?
Yeah, that's how I found it.
The Smile. No, the biggest selling product was a Smile.
Daddy something or
Yeah, the Smile scrub.
Sponge, yeah.
So anyway, so back to what we were talking about, aphasia and how really is really important. This is my understanding of it. Although I was back in the mainstream and really pushing to live my life, I wasn't getting it, like I was just
First of all, when you first wake up, I guess, you can't discern the difference between different conversations. It would be very hard. And watching a movie, I felt like sometimes, or the TV, that it was, you know, when you watch a movie and the soundtrack is a little off?
Off, yes.
That's
yes.
how
Wow.
life felt.
Wow, wow. With me, and this, I mean, mine was 26 years ago, so, or 27 years ago, I don't even know. It happened in 89. So, what, 27 years ago, 28 years ago, something like that. Anyway, but I vividly remember, like, looking at things and people and not being able to comprehend or understand what they were saying. And really, my point to everybody who's watching us and everybody in the world is that, you know, when you suffer a stroke, you can see that you have physical disablements, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have them so much. I mean, there's people who are in wheelchairs, and really my compassion and empathy for them, because it's really changed your life.
Mm-hmm.
We're blessed because we can go on with life, get right back in the mainstream. Right. But with aphasia, it affects the brain. And you cannot see or understand by looking at somebody that they're suffering from aphasia. So they may look normal on the outside,
mm-hmm.
but on the inside, their brain is not in gear, not defragmented. It's a little scrambled, and that really is difficult to understand.
And how aphasia presents in each person could be different. It's something with communication.
Yes.
So while she couldn't understand well, I couldn't speak well.
Right. I couldn't speak either at the beginning.
And I also couldn't read at all.
Right. Right. And you were an avid reader before.
Yes, I was.
You were an avid reader before. Wow. Wow. But you still try to read, right?
I write. I'm able to read now.
Good. Good. Because this is what I understand, and I did some research. Is you know, you have to kind of get back into it,
mm-hmm.
and you have to challenge yourself, and you have to really push yourself, and
yes.
and that's a whole aphasia thing, okay? Because my understanding and my feeling and what I experience in my life is that people, when they suffer from aphasia, okay, you as somebody who's on the normal brain wave side, you know, you have your brain is intact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're able to understand that, okay, this person has to do this, 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 and this. But how do you get them to understand that if their brain is scrambled? So you have to kind of defragment and understand where they're at, how you could help them to get better. Mm-hmm. And we know that with work, and I'm starting a life coaching practice called Awaken Your Practice, where you have to awaken to the fact that you need help, mm-hmm. and you have to practice it. It's
Absolutely.
like a baseball player. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I mean, I had to reteach myself to read. I started with the first grade phonics book and went up from there.
Right. But I'm so amazed by you, because you have the intuitive to push yourself. You do not let, when people tell you no, that's what
I'm like, sorry.
Sorry, I'm gonna do this, you know, but that's what it needs. But some of our family members in the aphasia world don't have that drive and determination, and it's our responsibility as people who have gone through it to help the world to understand.
Yep.
First of all, I believe that love conquers all. You know, this is how I explain it, that you have to understand that, be aware that they may be experiencing something. You don't have to know exactly what it is. You just have to experience it. Through the process, when you meet somebody, don't be so quick to judge them as stupid or
Which is why at first I would not talk in public, because I felt like everybody thought I was stupid.
Right. And you weren't. You were very intelligent. you were a teacher.
Sure.
I mean, that, and a teacher is, God, what a huge responsibility in life to teach. Your teaching has shifted a little bit to teach what we've experienced in life, but you're not able to teach anymore the children. Do you think you could ever go back now?
Well, I had to retire with a disability, so if I do go back, I'll jeopardize my pension and everything. So.
Do you think you could? I think you could.
I mean, I did try. I was there for a month, excuse me, but I thought I was doing okay, but then on the board I was teaching homonyms, and I had there, and I had there as THIER, and
that's the way you saw it.
Forget it.
It's the way you saw it. It's the way you saw it. It's the way it came out. And listen, I make mistakes writing, all the time, and sometimes it's just how it is. It's just how it is. And some people have been very hard on me on my writing skills. Now that doesn't mean that I can't write my book, because I'm very good at flowing and expressing myself and describing things and everything. But when it comes down to the actual punctuation and graphics and all that kind of stuff, that's where my weakness is. But it's always been my weakness. It's always been my weakness. But so aphasia is the result of a brain injury or stroke. And we have both suffered major strokes in our lives. We're on our way back. I mean, once again, mine happened a long time ago, but I become an advocate for it because you have to use your voice when you got a second chance at life. And you have to use your voice to make a difference in the world and to help people to understand. And one of my softball coaches about 6 months ago, she emailed me and she said, Renee, I was in the back of a car and it said, do you know what aphasia is? Because of the work I'm doing. So she said, thank you so much. I knew what it was. And it really is important, really important. The biggest thing that I would say to everybody is to just have compassion, have empathy when you meet people. Don't be so quick to judge them. It does affect your communication ability. Like Stacy said, sometimes it affects it in reading skills and writing skills and speaking skills. But sometimes it doesn't affect your intelligence. It does not affect your intelligence. And sometimes
you just have to try to reconnect the links.
Yeah, and you can. It's almost like, I put it like this, you gotta defragment your brain. It's almost like, you push that button on the computer to defragment it, to say, okay, this belongs there, this belongs there, this belongs there, this belongs there. And that's what you have to do to your brain to get it to in sync again. And it really takes a constant practice. We all have our weaknesses. People have had heart attacks, they've had cancer, some people have MS, some people have muscular dystrophy. Whatever you have in your life, it's just what you're experiencing. You're not any different than anybody else. It's just what you're experiencing in your life, and you have that
and you
passion.
have a choice when you get that. You could accept it and just lie down and die, or keep on going and inspire and teach everybody.
Yeah, I have a very good friend that I just met. Not a very good friend. I met him through a very good friend, Pastor Dr. Jim, and he actually started life. What is it called? It's life after diagnosis, and that's exactly what he teaches you. It's all the perception and how you want to take it. You can take it as a weakness, your life is over, or you can take it as a gift that you get to still experience life. And what are you going to do with it? You're going to waste your time on the negatives, or you're going to use your gifts in the positive way. And that really is, but the basis is everybody in life should think like that. Because we could be walking down the street, Stacy.
I say that all the time and get hit by a bus.
And the truth is that do we live our lives the way we should have, you know? And that is so important in life, to be compassionate for people, to not, and I love the song Humble and Kind, where it talks about, where it goes, close the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. Know you got a mountain to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dream you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Now, why I like that is because it says, when the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when you finally are a success in life, don't share it with too many people. Don't rub it in their faces. Feel it inside and always stay humble and kind. And in that song, in the last verse, it says, when you get to the front of the line, I believe it said, always turn around and take care of the next person and give it back. Mm-hmm. And that is so powerful, to give back in life, to really be humble and kind, because we never know. We never know what's in our future. We mm-hmm. never know what's going to come to us. And that's a scary thing.
Yeah.
It's a scary thing, and that's what awareness is. Awareness mm-hmm. is always remember that, you know. So thank you so much for listening to us. We're gonna go on to Stacy's. She went on a trip, and then we're gonna talk about how music therapy influences aphasia, because my world is music, and I know that music really plays a huge part in recovery, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But on the aphasia side, June is Aphasia Awareness Month. Pass it on. Pass this video on to somebody. Share this Facebook link with somebody, because aphasia is not an intelligence. It's a communication impairment. You know, it really doesn't affect how we feel and how we operate. It just affects how we're thinking, and sometimes it takes someone that just experiences aphasia a little bit longer to understand and connect. That doesn't mean they're not going to understand. That doesn't mean they're not going to be able to connect. Right. But it takes a little bit longer. So, you know, it's Aphasia Awareness Month. Do something for somebody this month, you know, or reach out to the Adler's Aphasia Center in Maywood and go volunteer there for one day.
It's a very happy place.
It is. I was invited there many years ago, and I give Elaine Adler total due for my telethon. So I was invited there a few years ago to sing and to give testimonial that you can come back from speaking, and that was the beginning of the journey. And Elaine walked me around, and I was walking around like a little kid in the candy store going, oh, Elaine, we have to do a telethon, because they have arts and they have music and all that kind of stuff, which we're going to talk about in 2 seconds. But she, you know, and they couldn't really come on board with our telethon, but that was the aha moment to me, that I got to do something. And actually, back then, I was really only interested in helping stroke patients because I was a stroke patient. But aphasia is really an important thing because you can't see it. And that's really, but I wanted to say before is, you know, sometimes when your mind shifts and you get taken away from thinking in this fashion, sometimes your intuitive gets more increased, right? Because you're very intuitive now.
I think, but I always was.
You were always, yeah. I was too, but I don't think I was aware of it. Were you aware of it? Yeah, I wasn't aware of it. I used to lay on a couch and think to myself, you know, what am I doing? Like, what, you know, why are these things happening? And later, as I had my stroke and stuff, and of course everybody knows it was a divine intervention. I had a conversation with God. You know, he had to knock me in the head and say, you know, well, I'm trying to get your attention here, you know. And so I said, okay, anything you want, just leave me alone. Let me do it. So so that's good. So let's talk about Adler's Aphasia Center. Show the flyers. So Adler's Aphasia Center, do you have the address?
65 West Hunter Avenue in Maywood.
And give the website address too.
www.adleraphasiacenter.org.
And they Elaine and everyone there does such incredible. When you come through the door, it's you feel so welcomed, and you feel so at home, and you feel so comfortable. And they really have broken down the walls around our family members that have gone there, and they make it so comfortable, and you trust enough to be able to try to speak and to dance and to sing and to make jewelry. I forgot the jewelry, but to make jewelry, because they make jewelry. I mean, it really is an incredible. What's that? Oh, you have them on? Oh, did you make those? Yeah. Oh, see, Stacy volunteers there, and she made these earrings, which are beautiful, beautiful. And can you buy them online?
The amount of product online is very limited. But you could stop by the center, and they're only open in from 10:30 to 3 o'clock.
They're open every day?
Yeah, and then twice a year they have an open house in the evening.
Good. So they have it, and what they do is, and this is something that my foundation is looking to talk to the board about and to really get in gear, and that's why Stacy and I are going to meet after this meeting. Is we're going to start setting up something not like that where you make the jewelry, but something that we could support our foundation with, that we could sell and support our foundation. Although if you go to our website, www.ReneMarieLanguageOfLove.org, you can see that we have Shackley. We're partners with Shackley. We're also partners with Dr. Mike Evangel, who is actually working on tourmaline products, so you can touch base with Dr. Mike. So we're beginning the process. We actually have Amazon Smiles. If you go to Amazon Smiles and you put in ReneMarie's Language of Love as the foundation that you will support, everything goes to a portion of the proceeds goes to our foundation without costing you anything. So it's amazing, and I believe in a few weeks we're going to be starting Macy's Shop for a Cause, which we sell coupons for. It's 25 or 30% off, and it's a $5 coupon. So I'll give you some. We could sell those, and that, it's really very wonderful, the partnerships we've had. And I actually just reached out to another organization. I've been trying to get in touch with them yesterday. So we're doing our work. But I want to do something like that, something inspiring that people could purchase. So it'll be really good. Okay. So tell us about your trip. Tell us where you went. Tell us about. So before I forget, if you want to reach out to Adler's Aphasia Center in Maywood, New Jersey, please reach out and tell them that ReneMarie's Language of Love Foundation recommend that they call and they volunteer this month for. To help them at the center. You'll get blown away. Yeah. You will. You'll feel the love. Which is really important.
So, I'm Jewish by religion. I'm not very religious, but I'm into the spirit of the religion. And so I've wanted for years to go to Israel. So I finally decided now's the time before I'm really disabled. So I went to Israel.
Well, disabled because you're going to have a knee surgery.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's going to take a while for you to recover from that. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I went.
But it's funny because, I just want to stop you for a second, because do you see her mindset? Right?
Yet.
No, what I'm saying is you never consider yourself disabled. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do not, like, other people looking
Right.
at you and me a little bit would think that, you know, you're disabled, whatever. But you're not. You're not. And you don't even think you are. It's like when I was, my friend Anne, she wrote the book when, I forget what the name of it is, God Winks. She wrote, she was interviewing me and she asked me, you know, and I told her, when I applied for a job, I never put that I have any disability. Because, you know, because I can't write a little bit doesn't stop me from absolutely doing anything that I want to do. You know, I play softball, I sing, you know, the whole thing. So I just wanted to point out that you do not look at yourself like disabled, and that is such an attribute.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So anyway, I've always wanted to go. I finally went last month, and I had very high expectations about what I'd see, and the trip met them and far surpassed how I thought.
Did you go on a tour?
Yes. I went on a tour.
Where did you get the tour from?
A travel agent in Livingston, and I went alone, but on the tour.
Right.
The first
Wow.
night, I met this woman that we got along so well that people thought we knew each other before.
Wow. And she was by herself too?
Yep.
So God had them turn you guys hook up so that you can have a companion on the trip. Wow. Wow. That's incredible. That's incredible. So how is it for you to travel?
I really don't think it's any different.
Yeah.
You know, when a couple years ago, I used to have to take the cane to walk or whatever, but now, no.
How long ago was your stroke?
It was 7 years ago this month.
Wow. 7 years. Doesn't it fly by?
Yes, it does.
Unbelievable. Mine's been 27 years, something like that. Just, I cannot believe how time just flies by. It's crazy. So, so you went on this trip and you met this woman, and you went because you just wanted to see the trail of history.
Yeah.
That, you know,
I'm really
spiritual.
into history, and I love old architecture.
Yeah, oh my God. I would love to go to Jerusalem. I should have told you to bring a rock back for me.
Oh, remind me, I have
Okay.
from Masada.
Yeah, because I actually, I have a priest friend that went, and he brought me a rock back from the trail where Jesus walked, and I actually gave it to somebody because they needed it more than me. Like, you know, so I would love a rock, a Jesus rock, I call it. Where was it from?
It was from Masada.
Wow. Okay, so you went on this trip, and what were some of the...
So, first of all, one thing was more spectacular than the next. The most memorable things were Petra, which is in Jordan, and seeing the old city.
Wow. Now, when you were out there, did anybody, and you were communicating with anybody, did anybody look at you differently? Did you see anybody acting differently to you or looking at you differently?
You know, I walked with a little bit of a limp, so they asked me how I got it, and that's when they gave my story, but not my communication.
Wow. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's really good that people that you were going on this journey with were really on a spiritual journey.
Yeah.
And they weren't judging anybody. That's incredible. What happened to your eye? It's bloodshot, her eye.
Yeah. This one. So I tripped on the lawn the other night when it was dark out, and I fell. It bled, but it didn't hurt.
Wow. Oh gosh. So that's good that nobody judged you and you went on this wonderful journey, and I guess that's a photo of everybody on the back.
Yes. This is the group. There were about 30 people. The Jerusalem in the background.
Wow.
The people were Ages varied from the 40s, the 40s up to the 80s. So,
Is that your phone?
yeah, that's right.
No. I thought it was some. I didn't know where it was coming from. That's good. Oh my God, this is incredible. And what is this? What's the backdrop?
It's Jerusalem.
Wow. And she made this book. She came back and she put together this book from
Shutterfly.
Shutterfly. That's incredible.
I used to do scrapbooking, and this is the same except you don't have to cut everything.
Right, I know. What was your favorite? What was your one favorite?
So it was much.
And I get another question. I think of questions. And did you feel that going on this journey, you got any healing?
Well, I was just going to say, it was much more spiritual and emotional than I expected. When I first got off the plane, I had goosebumps that I finally am there.
Wow.
And then when I went to the wall, the Western Wall, it's tradition to write a note of your prayers and stick it in the wall.
Yes.
So I had it, I threw it in, put my hands my head against to pray or whatever, and I just started bawling.
Wow.
I was so overwhelmed.
Wow. Well, that's wonderful because that'll heal you from the inside out. Because I think that healing starts on the inside. Starts from awareness, it starts from understanding, and it starts from that desire to want to heal and to want to get better. I just met with a woman the other day who has something going on with her brain, and I asked her, did she want to get better? And her response to me right away was, yes, I want to get better. And another person that was with us said, well, she has she's got, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a struggle for her to stay to her promises. And I said, yeah, but the first thing out of her mouth was yes. And that means she has the inner desire to heal herself. And that really is an important tool.
I think that makes the biggest difference.
Yeah, because you have to want to get better. If you're gonna lay in a bed and not get better and not want to get up, you're not going to get up. You're not going to get up. Nobody can do it for us. Nobody can do it for us. And that's why we, as stroke patients, people that have experienced stroke, because I don't even like to say like stroke patient or stroke survivor, or, we've experienced a stroke. And the truth is that because we experienced it, it's done. Like it's happened already. What we have to deal with now is, just putting the pieces back together. And I really think that it takes us to be the voices and hope for those that are in the beginning of it, and really to bring awareness to people. Of 80% of strokes can be prevented. That's because preventative medicine is really the key to living a healthier lifestyle. It's the key to living a healthier lifestyle. So we hope that you will, have compassion for people. And if you see anybody, please let them know. And that is such an incredible story about the fact that you went to Jerusalem and you were healed from the inside of you. And the other thing that I understand, and this was when happened my stroke, it's been 26 years and I'm 27 years and I'm really still developing, like we all are in life.
Sure.
Like we all are in life. But I would, you would think that you went and now you're a completely different person, right? But you're not. You're not. You gotta feel it and develop it. And oh my gosh, I want to go.
Well, I went on the Jewish Heritage Tour, but there's one for Catholic. There's the Steps of Jesus. And there's all sorts of tours.
Why are they different?
Well, I guess what you see
I guess, the important
like,
pieces to history as far as the
like
Jewish.
in the Jewish one, we didn't stop at Nazareth.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Well, but I would like to see both. To me, I mean, I would want to see what the Jewish faith believes, and I want to see what because we're all one.
Yeah,
we're all one. It's important to remember that. We have different.
it's how you see God, but it's the same God.
Right, and then I don't know. It's just we're all one. That's important. Whatever way we get to connect to be a better person, that's fine. That's fine. But we're all one. So let's talk about music, Stacy. So music. I'll give you one of these. Music is really a wonderful source of recovery because, there's my puppy. It says here that, have you ever felt chills down your spine when listening to music, right? You can feel something.
Oh, if you hear like two notes, it brings you back to where you've experienced the first time.
Right, but when you're feeling it, it kind of puts you in a different place. You're not in that trying place. You're in that, that's so wonderful. Ooh. Like it puts you in a whole different zone. And it actually uses a different side of the brain. It uses the right side of the brain, I believe. Yes, the emotions, I think it's the right side of the brain it uses.
It is.
Right? Uses the right side of the brain because logically, writing, speaking, listening, grammar is the left side of the brain. And which side was mine affected on? Mine was affected on the left side.
Right.
So it's the speaking, writing, listening, grammar, number skills, computer skills, analytic, logicking, time awareness. Oh, I got all that down now. Controls, right side of the body. So the reason I'm saying it is because even Congresswoman Gifford, who had suffered a gunshot to her brain, she actually used music therapy on her to get her to sing and to speak again. And it really brings you to a different zone that you can tap into. And so if there's any aphasia family members out there watching us, we recommend that you get something musical, even if it's a xylophone to tap, just to tap into something, even if it's a tambourine or a maracas or put the radio on, but make sure if you're gonna be doing it for someone, make sure it's happy music. Because
and so many people have stories that they weren't able to talk for years or weeks or whatever, but they sang.
And did you ever see someone that has a stutter?
It goes away.
Goes away when they sing. That's incredible that someone can't speak but they can sing. It's just a whole different zone in your brain. So if you have, I'm looking down because this is how I imagine or reflect on how it used to feel. But if you want to listen to music and tap into music, except I would not put headsets on them because I think it's too powerful to only listen to the music. But I would put it on softly and gently in the room and really make sure it's happy music. Because that way they're tapping into something that is happy and they can get lost in that happiness. And through that process, you can start to connect with them again. Because I think that when you had a stroke and you're suffering from aphasia, you put up these walls. It's not that they don't want to trust you. It's that our brains have been traumatized, and this little bit of fear and mistrust, and mistrust is the wrong word, but it's not that they don't trust you, it's just that they're afraid to let you in. There's a big difference of purposely not trusting somebody and to not trust somebody because you don't know how to let them in. You're afraid. It's like, they're all over the place. So honestly, if you want to communicate with somebody, really be in the silence and put on that music and put on some happy music. Talk to them about music they like and happy music and really just communicate with them through the feelings of the songs. What songs did you like? Did some music help you?
For me, it didn't really make a difference, and most people are really
What side was your stroke on?
the back, mostly, I guess, my right side of my brain.
Okay.
So I can't sing anymore. I forgot. I don't get the words out.
But you can hear music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel emotions that's certain songs and.
Wow. Music is so powerful. It really brings you back to a happy place. Or it can bring you back to a sad place. That's why I said make sure we put happy music on. Things that are going to lift you up and things that are going to inspire you. If you look at athletes, even at the gym, when people are in the gym exercising, listen to empowering songs that really motivate them to push through it and get lost in that moment. And you have to exceed, where you were, even if it's one single fraction of an inch. And to train their brains to get lost in that music is really very, 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 very powerful, very powerful. It says musicians are found to have superior work memory compared to non-musicians. I guess that's why some people are musicians, and musicians not only in playing, but musicians in singing and artistic, and really they're so tapped into that musical side, and when you look at musicians like John Lennon, who just wrote incredible, powerful words that really inspired people and really bring to them songs like that brings them hope. That things will get better and things can get better, because we have to believe, we have to have hope, right? Don't you think?
Well, you don't have to, but it sucks if you don't.
I know, but if you don't have any hope, what's the purpose to get up in the morning? You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm just looking for something here. It's so scary when you don't have now, even in our lives about other things,
Sure.
You have to have the hope that things will get better. You have to have faith. I don't.
Well, that's why throughout my recovery, I always said the favorite word, small word, was yet, because it kept the hope alive.
Right.
That I'm not doing it yet, but I'll eventually do it.
Yeah, it's not like it can't happen. It will happen. It will happen. You just have to have hope, and you have to have faith that with time it will happen. And you have to keep, and Dominic Cortellessa told me, you have to keep staying in and doing the work. Even though it appears to not be you're achieving anything right now, you have to do the work. And I believe that with God as well. You have to believe that, if God's there for you. You just have to do your work to succeed in life. Like baseball players, they practice, all preseason. That's what they do. And they get up, they throw the ball, and that's what everybody does before they begin to practice. They get the ball and they throw it, and they throw it, and they throw it. And they know that they have to practice. Even though they know how to throw, they throw because they have to stay, and they have a routine which they have to do. This says that music therapy is a approach to stroke recovery, as it provides both cognitive and emotional benefits, which is true. Music therapy can also help improve your speech and communication, after stroke when working with a music therapist like Congresswoman Gifford. Your music therapist will help you with all sorts of fun activities like singing and chanting. And that's another thing. If you can't sing, you can certainly hum, right? Because that will get you in the place to be able to sing and to, eventually you'll be able to say the words, but at least you can hum or you can mumble. Whatever way you can do it, go for it. It's beautiful. Which can help you improve your speech while boosting positive emotions, which is really important to boost that positive emotions in you. Music therapy and exercises. The real benefits of music therapy emerging during music-based rehab exercises. When movement is linked to a rhythmic beat, it creates your energizing emotion that stimulates your brain and boosts motor recovery. Right? And that's the truth, because I've experienced that, because I've always been in the music field. I've always sang. And I'll tell you this, that I believe that when you've practiced something, like I was playing softball all my life, I was singing all my life, it's easy to go back. You kind of, you have to do your work, but it's almost like you can do that because it's almost like and it's the same thing with talking, and it's the same thing with walking. You just need to do the work to get to that point in physical therapy. And that's why our foundation is looking to help those that their insurance has run out. That's our next phase of our foundation, is to really implement that portion of it, because with the way that healthcare is nowadays, there's limited recovery and limited physical therapy, and we want to make sure that everybody is getting the physical therapy that they need. And 6 weeks, 6 months, a year is not enough.
I remember when I was going for physical therapy, and I was told I don't qualify anymore because I don't improve enough. And I was devastated because I felt like I still had things to work about.
Yeah, but you always have things to. I mean, you'll always, and it's the truth. I mean, you always have things that you have to recover, especially from a something like a stroke, and even from heart attacks and from cancer. I mean, recovery's a long time. It's not, and what I don't understand is, and this is, don't get me on this path, because what I don't understand is, how can they tell us what we need as individuals?
That's general healthcare in general.
Yes.
The suits are determining what the courses do.
And each person is different.
Yeah.
Each person is different. And it's very, very trying and very sad. So that's why our organization wants to make a difference in that field, and we do it through love and through music and through awareness and through our telethons and through our shows. So yes, so that's the truth. But music is really, really important. So I really highly recommend you, if you're someone that has aphasia, or if you're a singer and you want to bring some hope to everybody, do it through music. Music is such a remarkable source of recovery and hope, and music is the universal language of love. So it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So, what else you have to say, Stacy? Any more ideas?
Well, actually, next week, Adler Aphasia is sponsoring something called Clink for a cause. It's at American Whiskey something or other, a bar in New York on West 51st, and it's you go and you have something to drink, and some of the money goes to aphasia.
Yeah.
It's a fun time, nice people.
And you know what? The truth is, if you're going to go out and you're going to have a beer or a glass of wine somewhere, so go there and do it there. You know, I mean, that's why like our Amazon Smiles, if everybody buys from Amazon, everybody. So if you're going to buy from Amazon and you don't help a foundation already, because we're not about, we're better than anybody. If you're not helping a foundation, add ours in, because you're helping a cause by what you're purchasing, and it really is important. It really is important. We're doing wonderful work, and everybody's doing wonderful work. You know, the American Stroke Association. I had the pleasure of going down to the State House in Trenton. I met with a lobbyist, legislators. It was so incredible the way the American Stroke Association joined together, and the passion that all of the stroke survivors and the spoke so with such dedication, and just really had a passion to bring awareness to the legislatures about the bills that are on the table right now. And the end of June, I'm invited down to Washington D.C. for a lobby gathering with them. So I'm very, very honored for that privilege to go down to the American Stroke Association, to Washington D.C. to lobby for everyone, because you never know when something is going to strike you. So so be healthy, take care of yourself, go to the doctors, check your blood pressure, don't smoke, your cholesterol matters, all that. I mean, really live a wonderful, healthy lifestyle. Care for yourself. Take care of yourself first, because in stress and stress does not help
anything.
It doesn't. And you go to work, and I know we have to deal with things, but it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's really a duel, because you have to go to work, but yet if you get sick because of work, you can't work. So really balance your life. That's one thing that I learned in this program that I just got certified from on life coaching, that you have to balance your life. You have to care for yourself. You really have to, with your spiritual life, with your nutrition, with your health, with everything, you really have to really care for yourself and take care of yourself. So it really is important.
Also, before the stroke happened, I was like a picture perfect of health. I had no cholesterol or high blood pressure. I weighed a lot less. I used to jog every morning. I went for walks after dinner. I hike, I bike. I was very physical. And when I had the stroke, I said to myself, why me? I was so active. But I'm positive that helped my recovery.
It helps your recovery too.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, because you have to take care of yourself, and you have to be strong. Because if you're not strong, then you can't face what's going to happen with you. With your illnesses, when people go in for heart surgeries, they really determine whether they're strong enough to have that surgery or not. So it really is important to take care of yourself. Eat healthy. We are what we eat. I'm having a gentleman named Joel on our show, on Stroke of Luck show on June 17th, who's going to talk about and teach us how to eat healthy. And it really is wonderful and really important to eat healthy, and to make sure that what you're eating is from the right source. Because some of the products that are out there don't have the proper nutrients in them, and they're covered up, and so it's a whole it's crazy. And knowledge is important. That's why we do these shows, to bring some knowledge to you, to really be the voice for those that have suffered strokes and aphasia and really can't talk, and so we really want to just thank you for the opportunity to tune in, and we hope that we're making a difference in the world, and we hope that You'll have a little empathy before you speak, before you react to somebody, before you talk about anybody or anything. Look within yourself. You know, when you find somebody that's not acting correctly or they're a little off balance, think to yourself, what could be wrong? How can I help? That's a key thing people really should ask, rather than like, you know, look at them like something's wrong with them, but ask them how you can help. And asking that question, most of the time people won't want the help, but just the offer of helping them just really brings them some support and helping hands, and that really is important. So we're gonna sign off. Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome.
It was a pleasure. We'll be tuning back in. We have our show on June 17th on Facebook. We're trying to, we're working on streaming into our ReneMarie.com. And we're working to get into the school systems, our organization. Working on a clothing line. So we got a lot of wonderful stuff happening, and Stacy is actually going to possibly lead the way in one or two events. So you'll be hearing from Stacy, and I'll have her take it and run with it. You never have to say anything to me. Okay, take it and run with it. So thank you so much.
Bye.
And we'll see you, and let's blow our kisses.